Worldwide fam, it's your man, Omar S. for the West Coast Wave on Library. And for YouTube, it is January 6, 2022. What time is it right now? We're in the West Side. West Side, homie. Right now, it's 8:22 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. All over America, an unprecedented shortage of workers is forcing businesses to shut down. This is by Michael Snyder via our friends over at activistpost.com. Hey, sorry, we're closed. From coast to coast, we are seeing businesses close because they simply cannot find enough workers. In the entire history of the United States, we have never seen anything like this happen before. In fact, prior to this pandemic, we had a chronic problem with unemployment that stretched back for decades. Economists insisted that our economy would never be able to produce enough jobs for everyone, but they were wrong. Today, there are more than 10 million open positions in this country, and employers are literally begging for people to come to work. Fierce competition for good workers has become extremely intense, and this is one of the factors that is causing millions of Americans to quit their current jobs each month. On Tuesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released the numbers for the month of November. A record 4.5 million Americans voluntarily left their jobs in November, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This pushed the quits rate to 3%, matching the high from September. Workers were almost likely to quit their jobs in the hospitality industry, which had by far the highest quit rates at 6.1% in November, as well as those in healthcare. The numbers in transportation, warehousing, and utilities also increased. Day after day, I am coming across stories about how our worker shortage is really hurting small businesses in this country. Many small businesses operate on extremely thin margins, and so they just can't afford to dramatically raise wages all of a sudden. In Nebraska, one restaurant that has been around for 46 years has been forced to close for good because they simply can't find enough people to work. This week, Wilkinson and his wife, Kathy, decided to close the restaurant after nearly a 5-decade run because they simply can't find enough people to work. That was the final straw, says Jim Wilkinson, 71. Thousands of other small businesses find themselves in the same situation, but it isn't just small businesses that are suffering. At this point, even some of the biggest corporations in the U.S. can't find enough workers. At the end of December, I was absolutely shocked to learn that Apple had closed every single one of their stores in New York due to staffing shortages. Apple has shuttered all 16 of its stores in New York due to staffing shortages as Omicron variant tears through the state and triggers companies to implement their own de facto lockdowns. The Big Apple remains the epicenter for the third wave of the virus in the U.S. brought on by the highly contagious Omicron variation. We can certainly survive without Apple stores, but there are other institutions where a lack of staff can literally be a matter of life or death. Let me illustrate what I'm talking about. The following is a list of 5 recent Becker's stories about hospitals that are either closing or reducing services due to lack of workers. Advocate Aurora temporarily closes 3 urgent care facilities, cites staffing shortages. NIH hospital to postpone surgeries as COVID-19 sidelines staff. Indiana hospital to close OB department. Staffing forced closures of 154 Massachusetts mental health beds in the last 10 months, report finds. Mercy Health applies to end inpatient care at Illinois hospital. Before the pandemic, this sort of thing didn't happen. We always had more than enough workers, and it seemed like it would always be that way. So where did all the workers go? As I detailed yesterday, they are dying in a very large numbers. And many others are now incapacitated. Since the beginning of 2021, Americans have been dying in staggering numbers, and right now our hospitals are absolutely overflowing with victims that have developed very serious health problems. With the talent pool of available workers steadily thinning out, many businesses are starting to come up with very creative solutions. For example, some hotels in California are now utilizing robots. Hotels, like restaurants, have been hard-pressed to provide attentive service due to staffing shortages during the pandemic. In Silicon Valley, robots are filling the gaps to the surprise of and delight of guests. This may sound very strange, but this is apparently where things are headed. Today, if you stay at the Radisson in Sunnyvale, a robot may come to your door if you order a soft drink. This is how the Radisson Sunnyvale is dealing with staffing shortages. A guest would like a soft drink delivered to the room. In the past, someone from the front desk or sometimes even the general manager might step up. Now this robot, designed by Savioke in Campbell, will handle the tasks. And we are being told that this is just the beginning. It is being projected that a whopping 20 million manufacturing jobs will be done by robots by the year 2030. According to one report by CNBC News, robots could take over 20 million manufacturing jobs around the world by 2030. Economists claimed Wednesday, according to a new study from Oxford Economics. Within the next 11 years, there could be 14 million robots put to work in China alone. So perhaps the elite don't really need the millions of workers that seem to have gone missing. Perhaps they can just get robots to replace them all. Our world has become such a bizarre place, and I have a feeling that it will soon become even weirder. If you've been waiting for everything to return to normal, you can stop waiting, because it simply is not going to happen. Our society is being transformed at a pace that is absolutely breathtaking, and global events are going to accelerate even further as we hurtle through the early stages of 2022. So I think Michael Snyder is on point. Real quick, I just want to let you know that his name is Michael Snyder, and his brand new book entitled 7-Year Apocalypse is now available on Amazon.com during this season. He would like to encourage you to send digital copies of his new book to your family and friends as gifts. That will help to support the work that he's doing, and it will help to multiply the impact of the book. In addition to his new book, he wrote 5 other books that are available on Amazon.com, including The Lost Prophecies of Future of America, The Beginning of the End, Get Prepared Now, and Living a Life That Really Matters. Commissions earned. By purchasing the books, you help to support the work that he and his wife is doing, and by giving it to others, you help to multiply the impact that we are having on people all over the globe. He's published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News, and the articles that he publishes on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. He always freely and happily allows others to republish his articles on their own websites, but he also asks that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should only consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. He encourages you to follow him on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, and in any way that you can share these articles with others is a great help. During these challenging times, people will need hope more than ever before, and it is our goal to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with as many people as we possibly can. Thank you, Michael Snyder. And if you want to know what his Twitter is, there he is, Michael Snyder. Revelation. He's at Revelation 12:17. Good man. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter here at Guerrero Toltec. That's me right there. Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. More on the way.